Hey everybody, welcome back to Northland Plays the Binding of Afterbirth. We're on 46 wins in a row, 47, that's a nice number. That's a prime number, right? Am I right? Let me check this. XGQV VG70, is 47 a prime number? I think it is. I'm gonna say yes, I'm gonna lock in and then Google it. Is 47 a prime number? Answer: all numbers that end in 5 are divisible by 5. That's not helpful, Google. There we go. 41, 43, 47. Agent 47. Prime agent, prime number. Let's never forget. What do we have on this run? We got Virgo, Book of Revelations, and a one makes you small pill. Honestly, damage-wise, it seems a little subpar. Even DPS-wise, it seems a little subpar. But we are going to get access to that Tinted Rock, which unfortunately is relatively useless. To be honest with you, though, I'm looking at the damage that I'm doing to Pride. He's not an extraordinarily tanky boss, but he's not necessarily an extreme pushover either. And we're doing okay damage. Maybe just because we got smaller, our tiers got smaller as well. So it gives you the illusion that they kind of suck, but I don't know, it seems pretty good right now. Let's go check our item room out, and honestly, any run in which we do not have like a heart attack inducing scenario to begin with is probably an indication that we're in good hands. I hope one day we're gonna hit the room that messes it all up, but not yet. Mom's Contact is a glorious item, worth spending one of our 3 HP to get, I think, especially with a good rate of fire. You know, actually make enemies pay for it. But it would be better to just spend a bomb. And that was not the right way to handle that battery charge, but a relatively minor mistake. Much better to spend a bomb. We use our bomb right here. Ipso facto, I don't know what that means, but we have Mom's Contact. Steve. Let's just make it rhyme there. Okay. We're gonna go swing around here. Hopefully pick up some more bombs, but honestly, I'm very confident in this run already. Book of Revelations, it solves so many problems for us. It gives us an orbital, and orbitals have become like my favorite class of item in Isaac. I really hope that they do something a little extra with that design space in Afterbirth Plus, or again, you know, the caveat, maybe mods will do it, but you know, we've got high damage familiars, we got small familiars, we got tall familiars, we got all in between familiars, but I would love to see just some novel familiars, you know, not just novel in terms of their look, but novel in terms of their function as well. Book of, that was really bad. Book of Revelation solves a lot of problems for us, but even beyond that, our actual stats and offense are okay right now, and this, you know, we continue to turn a profit. We spend a bomb and a key, we get 2 bombs and a key. Pretty good deal in my neck of the woods, I'd say. I'll buy you Tuesday for an hamburger today, I will. Let us throw a bomb down there. Not quite massive enough to push it out of the way. We will get our secret room, and this was the whole reason I used the sun card. It was basically clear one shitty room and then also gain access to this thing. Maybe we'll get something out of that. We got a demon heart, which is pretty good. Sorry, I thought the cat was at the door. I recognize that it makes me sound like a 100-year-old man to say I thought the cat was at the door, but I can't deny it, man. I love my cats, okay? And if you're looking at me, tell me, what do you see? I love my cats. I can't deny that my favorite friend's a furry. I don't know, that doesn't... It sounds like I said my favorite friend is a furry. Which, I mean, I have nothing against it. If that's the way you choose to live your life, no harm, no foul. But to the best of my knowledge, despite being perhaps named after a fox, Michael A. Fox is not necessarily in it. If he was, I'd still love him anyway. But I said that my favorite friends are furry. Much like a feline is. I was going to say should be, but I don't want to push my feline standards of beauty on anybody else. So we're going to pick up a cube of meat here. And actually, oh, that was really bad. But cube of meat works really, really well with Mom's Contact. So starting from this next floor, we'll be able to freeze enemies, walk into them, smack him in the face, and all problems will be left by the wayside. You guys thought I was crazy for thinking the cat was at the door? I'm looking at my door right now, and my buddy Tomo is pushing his face in. Tomo, you want to give YouTube a meow? Tomo! Nope, nothing. That's not me trying to get him to meow. That's what his meow sounds like. I promise. Okay. These cats are meowers, man. If they had to be a sound that rhymed with one of the best Toronto Maple Leafs goalies of all time, they would be Johnny Meower. Johnny Bauer. Hey, any big fans of Canadian ice hockey players from the 1960s watching right now? Bill Baril gone disappear. Okay, we're doing fine. I'm being probably, let me close this door now, being a little bit aggressive here, okay? I get the cube of meat, and all of a sudden, it's like my dream's to blow up and act like I don't know nobody. But that's not what my dream is. My dream is of, I don't know, a world where everybody has equity. A world where everybody knows exactly when the next hot roguelite is coming out. No, my dream is just take it a day at a time and keep the streak going. And also to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody. That's an old Vine meme. For those of us grizzled internet veterans who have been around since the dawn of Vine, which is 2 months ago. You know, these companies move so fast these days. These startups grow up so fast. It's like one day you're in a college dorm room with 6 of your friends, and then the next day you're all freaking Mark Zuckerberg billionaires. More like Mark Zuckerberg. Don't cut yourself on that edge. Okay, great work. Use cube of meat. It's a wonderful item. It's a Wonderful Life. Starring Johnny Bauer, my favorite movie from the 1950s. This is becoming like very Giesling-esque commentary. Squad up, boys! We on an ultralight beam. Rip skins. Yeah, I watch your videos from time to time, Dan. Well, not by choice, because Kate's watching them. You know, it's just, it is what it is, man. Rip skins. Let's, so we picked up Guppy's hairball. Not a great item for us right now, and I think I'm not going to offend Guppy by saying that. You know, I would love to welcome Guppy to our run right here, but it's not a particularly strong item at the present moment. We're going to be slightly behind schedule, but not by much. This run is shaping up really nicely. That's probably fairly obvious, but we've been blessed with a lot of tinted rocks. You know, the orbitals. We really don't need any more orbitals. We might maybe try something. Oh, this is, like, definitely you crack into this. Sorry, Fate's Reward. Tractor Beam's okay, but we can do better. Broken Hourglass, or sorry, Glowing Hourglass, I don't really like, because it makes me feel dumb. Sorry, Bumbo, your game looks good, but I'm going to re-roll you. You know what? I actually love this. I'm going to take a Forget-Me-Now, and I'm going to use it immediately. And you might say, well, you just lost Book of Revelations, you dumb idiot. And that's true, but I don't really want more than one cube of meat. I mean, oh, this is weird, but I'm happy, but it's weird. I would actually love Krampus's head in this situation. I don't need more than one cube of meat. 3 is good, 4 is great, 2 is like a mild improvement, but I'm glad that we're able to mix it up here a little bit instead. I think that's positive. And I don't want to just, you know, steamroll Book of Revelations all the way through. Plus, we got a decent other item here in the form of Krampus's head. It's okay, at least. Might as well use Mercano. We got Algiz, but we're not going to use it. We'll take Yarrow with us. And I think this is good. I think this is good for us to not just, you know, rely on the game having gifted us something, you know, really amazing defensively. We'll try to make something offensively work instead, and I'll continue to test myself. Again, I strongly believe, as much as it sounds exceptionally pretentious, there is some value to controlled... It comes out sounding really weird. I think there's some value, though, to making your life harder in a constructive fashion. Oh, my lord. Thank you for blessing me with a crawl space that leads to black markets. Doesn't really make any sense. Oh, it does lead to a black market. Oh, boys, we on an ultralight beam. Starter deck? I mean, out of all of these, that's like the only one that really interests me. Got an Emperor card out of it, which I think is good value as well. Is it worth 3 Spirit Hearts? It's pretty debatable, especially with Spirit Hearts not coming as easily as they have anymore, because we don't have Book of Revelations. But, you know, I think it's good to make your life harder. I was an only child. I still am an only child. And I've learned the value of self-amusement. And sometimes self-amusement takes the form of This task is too easy. Let's make it deliberately harder on ourselves. You know, it's the concept of a challenge run. I'm not trying to preach here, you know. If your life's hard, live your hard life, you know? Don't be like, well, Northern Lion said make my life harder, so here I am. You know, that'd feel pretty bad if that situation ended up coming to pass, but Emperor, take that instead of the Hierophant. You know what, let's take Jar of Flies. I know we're spending a lot of money and a lot of resources on active items, but I like Jar of Flies. And I probably should have used our bomb there, but life goes on. So we're going to be way behind schedule for Boss Rush, but I think it's plausible we still make it because the run has gotten a little stronger. I love that we didn't use Krampus' head at all. We don't want a deal with the devil. We didn't get a deal with the devil. That's good. We got the screw. Now, what do you do to make up time? I think we take a shot at it on this floor. Come in here, crack these bad boys open. That's good shit right there. Teleport out with the Emperor card. Now, there's not... we got a second level cube of meat anyway. I don't believe it. Either way, I'm not disappointed. You know, if we get a cube of meat naturally, what are you going to do, right? It's not like we had much control over that then. But I will say, I'd love a deal with the devil right now. Didn't get one, that's okay. But there's also not much point to using Forget Me Now if you're just going to skip a whole item, or a whole floor's worth of item rooms. So, which is one most of the time. So let's still make an effort to go to our item room. I don't want to squander our advantage and goodwill so far. But I also... oh, careful. Want to ensure that we're maybe making up for lost time a little bit. And I'm super stoked that we are getting so many big rooms. That's what it's all about right there. Should get as many big rooms as possible. Slow yourself way down. But instead of being 3 minutes behind schedule, we're going to be like a minute and a half behind schedule. So thank you, Emperor card. We'll hopefully get some more of those. Could really use the teleporting abilities. And we got the aura, which is also great, because now we have a damage aura, which I think I might prefer the Tears aura, but if we're being honest, it all goes in the same spot in the end, right? I mean, what I'm trying to say is that one day we're all going to die. No, we've been down that road many times before. And I might be wrong. Maybe one day we're not all gonna die. But I'm probably gonna die. As we've said many times on the show before, if you're listening to this and you're like, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there, you got a better chance to not die and maybe be implanted in some sort of cyborg body. Kind of thing we'll figure out right after we, you know, figure out how to get our fridge to tell us that we're running low on food, but maybe I always frame it like, won't it suck to not live forever? If people ever end up living forever, they're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna be like, man, remember when people died? That sucked. It's the same way we laugh about like the Black Plague now. You know, nobody's going like, you know, hey, this is more destructive than the plague. They go, don't talk about the plague like that. You know, that's very insensitive. It was just like 800 years ago, okay? So we're over it. That's what death could be like one day. But maybe, I'm thinking like, right now, that it's a bummer. That you're gonna be like, hey, well, sorry, you're gonna die, but I'm gonna live forever. That's, you know, them's the breaks, kid. This is a new sucker born every minute. But what if it's actually like a horrible dystopian future where if you're like one of the first people to get immortality, you're put in like a shitty cyborg body and then they just keep upgrading, you know, and it just keeps getting like better for other people but worse for you. We should take Fanny Pack. I don't want to replace any of these, but we might as well look. Two of Clubs is pretty good. Two of Diamonds, okay, is worthless because of the way I chose to use it. Let's move along here. Maybe we'll do exactly the same thing on the next floor. By the way, hopefully our HP is a little better than I thought it was. It took some damage there I'm not thrilled with. Like, living forever is dope. Most people would rather live forever than die, but I'm not going to get into that. But what if you have to live forever, but the people who start living forever after you are like the T-1000, and you're like fucking Asimo, the Japanese robot built by Honda that can barely go up a flight of stairs. But they're like, well, you only get one body, sorry. On the upside, you do get that body forever, so you're really gonna know how much of a wonderland it is. John Mayer. One pair of robot lips and your bubblegum tongue. Anyway, Immortality. Whatever. Who cares? Stupid. All I want is a game that promises what No Man's Sky does, but actually delivers. That's the true immortality. Born too late to sail the seas. Born too early to explore the galaxy. Born just in time to cruise dank memes. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? Almost slipped in like some run for the cube style verbiage there. Okay, we're on schedule, but we're gonna be slightly behind schedule. But I shouldn't worry so much about the boss rush schedule. I just worry about it because it gives me something to shoot for, right? It's like if you only care about winning the run, that's like being 14 and your parents are like, you know, stay in school or your wife will divorce you, right? You don't care, you're 14. You gotta look at milestones along the way. Stay in school so you can get into a good college. Yeah, we'll take a Libra. It's totally fucked up, I love it. Let's go down to the next floor. You gotta be staying in school, get good grades, get into a good college. You get into a good college, you'll have a good time, but you'll also make good connections. You can get a good job after, and you gotta, you know, do well at your job so you can get promoted, so you can eventually feel good about how much money you have when you die, right? You can't skip right to the end. You gotta put up goals in the interim period, which is what Boss Rush is for me. Boss Rush is, by the way, let's break the fourth wall for a moment here. Although we exclusively break the fourth wall, but you might be going like, NL, are you okay? Did like somebody close to you, you know, pass away recently? No, it's just it's a callback. It's a theme. Mentally, I'm doing fine, as fine as ever. And I mean, I don't mean like, you know, I'm always doing poorly. I mean, rather, you know, I'm in a good spot. I'm just mining this for some potential humor, but I assure you, I'm okay. I assure you, I'm okay. The foot care system. That'd be pretty fucked up if they just became a sponsor. Like all these video game sponsors, you know, Bear Taffy's got his Madrinas, hashtag Madrinas boys. Ripskins, no. He's got his Madrinas sponsorship. People get sponsored by, you know, food-related products a lot. Man vs. Game used to have Don't Sweat It Fridays featuring Man vs. Game. You get sponsored by game companies. You know, some people have been sponsored by G2A, which is his own can of worms, but regardless. It would be great if gaming YouTubers started to move into more sponsorships that were ridiculous. Like, what if I just came back tomorrow and I started repping, like, Gold Bond medicated powder? I'd be like, you got athlete's foot, your shit stick to your ass hair, put Gold Bond around your hole, and then you'll be fine, you dangus. Like, is that where we're going? You know, you look at the Twitter accounts for Arby's and, like, Nature Valley and stuff like that. They're always like, you know, hey, it's like the season of Attack on Titan starts in the fall, and then it's like a picture of someone from Attack on Titan holding like a roast beef cheddar sandwich. Like, the internet is in a weird place, man. And I guess, like, I'm mostly happy about it, but it's also strange. Maybe that's the new nature of marketing, is I'm gonna be starting to rep, like, fucking Propecia or something like that. This is it. What? Propecia falling from the sky? Let's get rich. What? 30% regeneration of dead follicles when used for 30 days or 45 days versus a control test that uses sugar pills. This is nonsense, but anyway. Hopefully Camp Low is cool with that. Introducing revolutionary hair loss medication that can be the solution for the next generation of alopecia and male pattern baldness sufferers. I'd like to open a pack of magic cards and get a Cascade Bluffers. Fluffers would have worked there. You'll be working in the adult film industry, and I don't mean as a fluffer. It's not a good Camp Low impression, I'll just be honest with you. Oh, you got a Diplopia. I'm a little bummed out because we're always Diplopia-ing. ABD, always be Diplopia-ing. Always be Diplopia-ing. Remember that. However, it's a quality problem to have. It's a great item, and if I can find a fucking way out of the boss rush with like 8 extra items or 5 items, I'll be stoked. I was gonna say, we haven't had to deal with the devil in a while. Take synth oil. You know what? I think this close to a boss rush, we don't want Cambion Conception. I know that sounds weird, but I'm just, because we don't have Book of Revelations anymore, I don't want to be driving this run like we got Book of Revelations still. Because I froze him and then he froze me. Gave me this Stone Cold Stunner. I don't have, unfortunately, Book of Revelations anymore. I did that by design. We've replaced it with 8 other spacebar items by this point in the game. And it's a good thing. I love Diplopia. It's a great item. It's like, oh, you know, you start a movie and you see that Michael Pena's in it. You're like, I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. I hope so. You go, damn son, I love Michael Pena. I find his affable, good nature quite infectious, and I think that he enhances every movie and television program that I've seen him in. However, I kind of, you know, if you watch too many Michael Pena movies in a row, you might be like, I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of that poop. We got our Yara rune here. We got our Yara rune. We got our Two of Hearts. We got the combination Yara rune and Two of Hearts. This really is a Giesling-y episode. We referenced Lucchini, talked about ripped skins, quoted some Kanye West. This is not a full run reroll. So, how's this boss rush working out right now? Well, it's not looking that likely. But if we can just get Mom's foot frozen as soon as it like comes down on the ground, we could probably take off like 60% of her HP, but we gotta find that room pretty darn quick. Okay, anemic is pretty bad, honestly. Or at least not worthy of being extremely interested in. I think we pretty much got no chance unless we find like an Emperor card. And if we find an Emperor card, I mean, I don't want to do boss rush. I just want to steal that shit, get the hell out of there, right? So, ooh, that was a little dangerous. You might just want to call this. Thank you, Fanny Pack, for making me feel less bad about myself. By call this, I don't mean like, let's give up. I just mean, you know, maybe we want to just say it's pretty unlikely we make the trip to boss rush here. All these, you know, mob trap rooms are bumming me out, dude. Oh, it's a fucking Emperor card, isn't it? They always give you exactly what you need. 10 seconds too late, but you only know it's 10 seconds too late once you actually, you know, go for it. But I think we're well on our way to win 47 here, the prime number. It's a Wheel of Fortune card. That's not that good. Found our shop. Okay, there's no chance. Give it up. This is all right. Buy that. Buy this. 2 of diamonds. 2 of clubs. And we should probably donate. Been a little bit better about making sure our donation machine gets paid recently, but not necessarily fantastic. The moon card. You bomb key bomb. And then we get in, well, it's not a key because we have golden key, but 2 bombs for a tinted rock. Well worth it. Okay, we got a damage upgrade. I'm excited to have it. Thrilled, overjoyed to welcome it to the team here. Let's finish up the mob fight. We're gonna be like so close to actually being able to make boss rush work. Within a minute. On a run where we had Forget Me Now. Ain't no shame in that. We'll take our Polaroid and move along. We are still in a little bit of a dicey spot. What do you use Diplopia for now? Well, it's the classic kind of like contingency plan. We'll just use Diplopia to double up on the chest. And, well, okay. Sometimes you can also get some extra items out of it if you play your cards right. Man, all these mob trap rooms, boss trap rooms are bumming me out. Not the talk of eternal life, but rather the suboptimal payout. The suborbital payout from these boss trap rooms is just a real bummer, man. And I'm not talking about the way that you pronounce bomber, man, if you say it really fast and wrong. It's a bummer, comma, man. This is the first time in my roguelite life I got stuck on a wall while trying to dodge. Not only did it not hurt me, it saved me from taking damage by freezing me in place. I have to be honest with you, I can't see where you are. As a result of my inability to notice your position, I believe that you are invincible. You are the true golden god. I will not be able to slay thee. Disregard. Okay, do I want a Tinted Rock? Or do I want an Eternal Heart, is what I mean to say. But sometimes Tinted Rocks could theoretically hold Eternal Hearts. If by Eternal Hearts we meant Spirit Hearts, so it's not like I was super wrong. I mean, I don't think I want it now, but I might want it for a deal with the devil in the future. To fuel that, because it's a little bit better than using Spirit Hearts exclusively, but whatever. We can also Diplopia a deal with the devil and get a free one, which might be a little bit more our speed right now. It's like a lot of the runs that I've done today, this one is not particularly high on HP. And that's my own fault. It's not even, I hesitate to use fault because, you know, it's a confrontational word that implies blame or even malice in some situations, and I don't feel that way. I feel this is a video game. We should all just have a fun time together. Drink some homemade kombucha. You know, if you don't like kombucha, you find that it weirds you out because it's made by a gross little, like, amoeba paramecium thing that you keep in your fridge. Smells a little weird. That's fine. We got cold brew coffee as well and some nice water. It's all good. But, I think that I'm happier having low HP and staying a little off balance than just being like, oh, Book of Revelations, we win. So, hopefully I don't end up hating myself for that decision. One thing I've noticed a lot in our recent runs is just a complete absence of red hearts. And it doesn't happen always, but recently, been a lot of runs that are just like, what if we just never gave you any red hearts? And it might seem, there's a Tinted Rock in there, thankfully. It might seem like that's not that bad. It's actually terrible. I haven't struggled with it too much because we've had some really strong runs offensively and we found, you know, money to buy Spirit Hearts and we found Tinted Rocks, etc., etc. But it really sucks because you have so much less of a window. You don't have renewable energy, you know, you just have what they gave you at the very beginning of the game. So it's a real bummer. There's been a lot of bummers on this run. I think that you probably take this and hope for HP as well, and they did give it to us, so hopefully we can then trade it in and we got a little closer to spun. Ooh, do you Diplopia this? I would think that Diplopiaing the chest is a smarter idea, so we'll just grab this and then get the heck out of here. Okay, why is Diplopiaing the chest a better idea? Because we can also Yera in advance. And then we might be able to snag, probably not, you know, 16 items, but might be able to get 10, I think is sensible, because, you know, active items are just going to double into other actives with Diplopia. Or they're going to double into the same active, I should say. Alright, we do have to worry about our HP. We have no way to come back from the dead here. This is not like a, you know, maybe Guppy's collar will save us sort of situation. This is a, you know, once you down situation. So we gotta stay somewhat sharp here. This will not be a hush run, though. Unless we put all the pieces together on an upcoming deal with the devil. And I'm looking at this run right now and I'm realizing we're not even close to being out of the woods yet. You know, Mom's Heart, on a bad day, Mom's Heart can take 2 HP without breaking a sweat. So you get a bad Mom's Heart fight, you get a bad Isaac fight, all of a sudden this run's not looking so peachy. You know, you take damage on that room, things start to look a little grimier than they otherwise would be. Honestly, we don't need a key. As much as I'd, you know, love to say that, oh, I'm just being zany, I don't need a key because I'm the badass Isaac player. That's stupid and needless bravado, but really, we just don't need a key because we have the trinket. So, it's like physically impossible to encounter enough locked doors to make it so we can't open our chest. Now, I did not even need to come this way. I was not paying attention. I was too busy doing some dialogue. But that's fine. We will take this key, because you know what is needless bravado, blah, blah, blah. You know what would be a terrible title for my autobiography? Needless bravado. I'm not a man who generally engages in bravado. I was, you know, brainstorming other titles. For whatever reason, what came to mind was Infinite Vest. It makes no sense. I've never read Infinite Jest. I don't have the body type to wear a vest either. It gets, like, snug in the middle. It looks like I'm a a dealer at a shitty casino or something like that. It just doesn't work. I can't take the shortcut to weird classiness that a vest entails. You gotta be a little lankier for that to work well for you, I think. Or you gotta be Jackson Galaxy, aka the Cat Whisperer. I don't even know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter what your name is. I can't say it doesn't matter without thinking of Janet Jackson's song from the Nutty Professor 2 The Clumps soundtrack. It's called, I think, Doesn't Really Matter. And that's a real bummer, because that song is garbage. Okay, we took one hit on Mom's heart. We're headed up to the next floor. Now I'm mostly worried about getting grinded down on the chest. Seems fairly sensible that we'll make it through, maybe a couple scratches, get to the chest. Definitely try to make sure that we're using Diplopia and Yera properly. I think that the sensible way to handle that room is to tell it to go fuck itself. And I think the other thing we do is put a moratorium on using our cube of meat to damage enemies. Because, if I'm being honest, I probably, and I know this is going to be shocking to some of you, I probably have a tendency to overuse my orbitals. I know you've never noticed it. While watching my videos, you've thought that I was an infallible player. A man whose Isaac wisdom could not possibly be questioned by the unwashed masses of the tube of you. However, this is not the case. I make mistakes from time to time. Despite my Adonis-like appearance, I am indeed a human mortal, much like yourselves. 100% descended from the planet of Earth. Third from what we call the sun. Also known intergalactically as Sol 71.V. Did I say, what? Is this thing on? Anyway. I make mistakes in Isaac sometimes. Sometimes I call Eternal Hearts Spirit Hearts and vice versa. It's a real fucked up situation. This has got to be our boss fight. Okay. I know there's not much we can, like, do about this except kill him as fast as possible. And we appear to have succeeded. Okay. Check quickly for a second secret room. Bare minimum level of due diligence. Now, this is not a joke. Get in there for a little bit of orbital damage when you get a chance, but we should play this fight very conservatively. We're not in a bad place. We got good damage. We got little brimstone. We got 44 bombs, but the big advantage available to us at the present moment manifests itself on the next floor. So just don't fuck this up by stupidly walking into Isaac and taking, 20 damage. It's very, very unnecessary right now. Just be sensible. Keep yourself, at a relatively safe distance. Even that was a stupid dodge, because I could have put myself in a much safer spot, but I was like, I don't want to miss out on any opportunity to deal damage to Isaac. That's my impression of doing an impression of myself. I told you, this is totally a Giesling video. I get messages all the time. People are like, NL, you should totally do like an episode of Isaac where you go blah blah. Like, that sounded wrong. You should do an episode of Isaac where you like take a theme to the extreme. Why don't you do one where you talk in a different language? I'm like, man, that joke's funny for like 10 minutes. Plus, I don't even speak another language. So I think first, you Yera. Then you crack. And you say, that's good. That's pretty good once we get rid of Diplopia. That's no good. These are both greats. That is, we only need one of them. Let's put it that way. Alright, so you take the stuff that's good. Toxic Shock. You take the mulligan. Or the things you don't want two of. So we don't need 2 Toxic Shocks. I don't think we need 2 mulligans. We definitely don't need 2 99 bombs. And we don't need 2 Mr. Megas. I would like 2 Proptosises. I would like 2 Leeches. So let's double those. And take our other shit. We get Ares for a speed up. Tech X. Recall, this is really good because we have Libra. So our shit is gonna be crazy good. 2 Leeches. But we did not get any extra HP. So we do have to be a little concerned about that. But since all of our stats are balanced, we should be, like, pretty ridiculously strong right now. I mean, we can tap shoot relatively well, but, like, a single Spirit Heart, every single Spirit Heart we get, maybe I should say, would make me feel a lot better about things. Maybe we do want 2 Toxic Shock Syndromes, by the way. So my dream here is basically to maybe take like 8 HP. I mean, it's maybe a little grandiose, but take a lot of HP into our boss fight and a lot of flies. And then we win, basically. Not a whole lot can stop us. And I'm happy, like, it feels like the runs today that I've done, which has been like the last 4 or so, they've been good, but they haven't been that novel from a synergistic standpoint. So to be in this situation and have them actually be like, you know, not only powerful, but also fun. Like, this one has gotten fun here at the end. And it made me not feel so bad about missing out on Boss Rush. And that's always a positive. Excuse me. We should be 1 room away from our boss fight. I'd love to get one last item, but we got 6 HP. We got a lot of flies. I was going to say, if that's Algiz, there's no chance we lose. But honestly, there's probably still very, very low. It's not possible now. Okay, win 47. At times, it looked a little tricky, but we made it happen. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.